The
Yeah.
real reason,
Ay,
okay,
sorry.
yeah, okay lang,
Hey,
let's start.
welcome to another AI conversation. We were just in mid conversation with Alvin Chan. Welcome back, Alvin, to
Hi,
our
Doc,
conversation.
kumusta?
Yeah. Since our last chat, dami na nangyari, no? We
Yeah,
had DeepSeek, we have agents, ano pa ba? We have of course that new image generation in ChatGPT itself natively. Ano pa ba? Ang dami, no? So anyway, sige, before all of that, how are you doing and what's keeping you busy?
well, right now I'm mostly working on, technically, it's considered anti-trends, because
Anti-trends. Okay.
yeah, so we're building infrastructure for preparation for AI basically. So
Okay.
it's more of not towards AI, but more for gearing the economy towards a stronger foothold for people in the economy, no? Kasi
Ah,
right now, if we're looking at AI, we're looking at it from the perspective of using these technologies, and but we only enrich the big tech corporations with it
yung mga
because
monopolies, the
yes,
vendors, no?
because they're centralized, basically centralizing compute.
Ah,
They're actually centralized algorithms. Even the concept of data, right? They want the copyrights to be taken out and ano. So the data, it's a matter of data supremacy versus data supremacy, no? They're forcing it na they want all the data and claiming that's the way towards the future to get to AGI. So what I'm more concerned about with this kind of perspective is that that's a future where the resources are concentrated only to a certain few, and that's not a future that I would want to see. So I'm trying to build infrastructure that could support, say, artists
right.
or people that are creating their own stuff that actually feed into the AI. So that's what we're building right now. More on the grassroots. So
Uh-huh.
infrastructure tech, working with artists as well to be able to find new artists, build up people, and get them to inform how they can participate in the economy. These kinds of things, and also protecting their rights. These are what's more on my plate right now. Aside from also doing some consulting on the side, I do trainings, mostly training on. So right now I'm using games to train creativity because that's also one thing. So it's also infrastructure as well for AI for the future and the like. Because I don't want the kids to also be disappointed when AI comes. Because there's a perspective running right now among Gen Alpha that it's there are two perspectives on Gen Alpha. One is they'd rather not learn anything anymore because
Wow.
they'd rather let the AI do it and they
Uh-huh.
feel that the AI can do it better than them. The other is why should they learn something when there's no work that will be meeting them when they do. So these two perspectives I think are prevalent right now with Gen Alpha. And I think people pushing for the use of AI are not really thinking about the concerns of Gen Alpha themselves, but are just saying that these tools will be very useful for education. I agree they're useful for education to a certain degree, but there is a nuance to these things that I think that should be considered, particularly because if you, like you said before, that when there's a tool, there has to be a point where the tool creates a new form of usage, right? But the problem for that argument is people that can only transform it to a new usage should have been priorly skilled as well already. But the main problem right now with AI introduction to academe is that it kills that drive to build the skill first before we can actually use the tool.
Because the tool does pretty much everything. There's no incentive to learn how kunyari sa essays, right?
Yeah,
AI can write essays, so why bother learning English? Parang ganun, no?
yeah. But that this is also lost because most teachers don't understand why they're actually doing essays, for example. For me, for example, if a student of mine were to use an essay for ChatGPT with ChatGPT usage, I would not castigate or tell the student it's bad. But what I will tell the student is I'll tell them why I actually gave them an essay work, why I don't want them using ChatGPT. For example, being able to do an essay is about being able to mold your ideas together, to bind your ideas in a form of words so that people can understand you. Then the other thing about it is also it should be an avenue for a person to be able to rethink their ideas when they write it. That's why I one of the biggest flaws in our education system are the strict teachers that said that no erasure for a essay. Actually, they didn't understand the homework of an essay. An essay with erasures, that means that the person thought about what they wrote. Therefore, they were able to change their mind or were able to correct their grammar. This also teaches the students about being able to correct themselves and learn. So I think these things are more important than actually writing the essay itself. That's why I think that a lot of the
That's a good segue ngayon, ano. Mamaya, I wanna go back to your data and algo dominance, no? But I think the most current event as of this discussion is obviously all these Ghibli photos getting created from everything because of a new development sa
mm.
ChatGPT, no? So, what's your take? Kasi you're still quite active in the art circles. What's your perspective on this, no? Because obviously it's now creating a new wave of, I guess,
So
both sides,
for
no, pro and against.
yeah, so for me it's not really new. I've been using similar technology since 2023. So I've been using Stable Diffusion and these kinds of tech to be able to mimic art and even to upload photos and change certain things and the like. I've been active studying the Not Safe for Work communities from this perspective, understanding the algorithms and the like to be able to how to actually implement it. For example, a good example for this, I can say that teaching a style right now isn't even hard. It doesn't cost too much compute. If you just have a 3090 and a computer, it'll take just 20 minutes to actually train the style. And I have proof of that. I've worked with a few NSW programs and I've seen them implement a style by request as in the time by of the request in Discord and the time they actually show the actual style, it's 20 minutes. So there's actual proof that these things already exist. It's an overlay. It's just a similar thing to the filter. But the problem there lies in the fact that a lot of people are not respecting copyrights. And a lot of people think that AI can be brute force in the sense that they just need the data, then AI can already do it 100% of the time. But the reality of it is we already have a precursor to brute forcing data, right? There's AlphaFold, which is who had brute force data in a general algorithm with AlphaFold 1. The maximum they could do was 70% accuracy for the tests. But even though they tried any possible combinations that they could add for the data, they still couldn't reach the past 70. Then they actually shifted to more specific algorithms. Then they were able to push it past 99% accuracy. So I think that's a question there that is very important that a lot of people are not thinking about. Why are these AI companies pushing to take away copyright laws, force themselves to use everybody's work without paying? When in reality, data dominance is not the thing that will really push the AIs to a good result, right? It's an AI dominant. It has to be algorithmic dominance that needs to be looked into. So there's a little bit of ethical concerns for me in this space because particularly I think that a lot of the artists are already starving, right? In terms of there's lack of support and also right now even in the States when you look at things like Hollywood, comic and the like. they've been reducing their workforce by to less than 20% of their actual workforce. So that's something that the economy cannot sustain because if these people are out of work and they won't have any money to put into the economy, and to train these people would take time, particularly since these people have been learning their craft for the longest time, artwork, drawing, animation, even the tools that they've been using have been taught to them for a long time. It's hard to be able to shift from just in a year or so or whatnot. And what can we do about these people, right? That will be displaced very, very soon. In Hollywood, they're already being displaced. Even the voice actors are replaced by AI right now. And this isn't even high tech stuff. This is the voice actors. That was around in 2012. So these kinds of things are a lot of people that are hyping it. There's really a lot of nuance to this conversation aside from tech. And it's really a multidisciplinary issue that we need to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's probably still early days, no? Kaya if it feels bad now, it'll get worse. But yeah, maybe a few points. Kasi I'm in the middle of a lot of crossfire now because I posted about it. Which is good. I think the more we talk about it, the better. For example, the notion of copying a style. There is no such thing as copywriting a style, even in law. You can copyright a piece of work, like if I used your painting or your photo, copyright yon. But if I create another painting in the same style as your painting, there's no argument to be made legally, no? That's one point. Second point, photography. That's why I love using photography, because it was actually an abomination when it came out. Honestly, when portraiture artists saw it, they thought of it as an abomination, na something that they would labor for, I don't know, days, maybe months. Now it's possible with a click. But then I get a lot of pushback because photography naman daw or cameras don't create, they don't recreate the styles of other artists. Then we're back to argument number one. So what? No, you can't copyright a style.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I think there's a ano naman,
Wait,
there's a
let me finish
counterpoint
lang
to
para I get
yeah.
all of the arguments right. Then there's the third issue, which is AI is theft. There is no craft to it. I would disagree. I mean, I'm sure when you use AI tools, you don't just take the output of AI hook, line, and sinker. And even many artists, digital artists I know, they just use AI in their workflow. So, yun nga parang, so one, two, three. One, you can't copyright a style. Two, photographs actually disrupted livelihoods, which is actually kind of the fourth point I wanted to make then. Three naman then is, there is artistry to AI art, arguably, depending on where you sit. No? And number four, I think this is the crux of it part of it at least, is there's so much conflation about what is art and art for a living. You get? So people are
Yeah,
suddenly
I
losing their jobs. Yes, that's gonna happen. It's like that switchboard operators lost their jobs to the modem. But to say that AI art is not art, totally separate debate. But now it's intertwined. It's mixed up, no? And I feel that I certainly commiserate with people whose livelihoods are getting demolished. It is just the way of things, no? But then if the counter arguments for me I feel need to be improved kasi copyright does not apply to styles. Any country you go, there's no such thing, no. Copyright
so
on a piece of work, yes, no.
but I think there's also something to be argued here because of the fact that what AI does, right? What AI does is it actually ingests copyrighted material. Particularly
Okay.
for art, it's not that big an issue because it's derivative. But in a sense, derivative work can be can be judged. So this has been proven by a lot of court cases recently for AI. So they can be judged. And data, there is of course data theft laws that are important to consider for copyright, right? And data training AI. That's why there's I'll mention Ed Ed the organization called Fairly Trained, which certifies fair training and people that paid for their data.
Uh,
So
maybe that's the thing eh. Kasi, sige, if I can interrupt there. Another thing that needs to be addressed, either pro or for or against AI here, no, is we have to split away training from inference from publication. Those are three different activities. I should not be held liable for training my AI on any copyrighted work if I never publish it. I mean, what's the big deal, diba? I can train it on anything I want. You can do that now. Pero yung to say that if you train it on copyrighted work, number one, how do you even ensure that it never happens? No. And then let's say it is trained. It's one thing to train it on copyrighted work. It's another thing to reproduce copyrighted work. But even if you do it, as long as you don't publish it, I should have perfectly no harm pasting pictures of Mickey Mouse in the
yeah,
privacy of
yeah.
my own home, di ba?
Yeah, so I think there's a question of of course what you do in private and what you do for
In
profit,
public.
right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mm.
So I think the other thing that's why I'm also working on infrastructure, because right now the question you said was how can you know? So basically what we're working on is that exactly that. How do you
Transparency.
actually transparency as well as maybe refining the business models of actually creating these AI tools, right? For example, one of the things I'm working on right now is we're looking at actually making games and using Gen AI for it,
Yeah.
but we're paying we're doing it in a DLC model. So whenever the style is used, it will be paid for, and the artist gets something out of it. So we're not really stealing anything because we're paying back to the artists. So I think that's where my views lie. I
Yeah, I
think
think
building the infrastructure.
that's a slightly in a way favorable outcome to compensate the artist if their work's going to be used to train. Pero when you get to the opposite side of it where you generate art in the style of another artist, but it was not the original artist's work,
So I think
I can't
this is
argue for banning that, 'di ba? Parang
yeah, so my argument here is this: since I know also how to train the AI, the way I'm doing it, for example, in the way I'm designing the game, is I'm paying for um. That's why I made it DLC rather than actually just royalties. It's easier for DLC because if you want to use these poses, for example, then you pay the artist as well. So then you get it already available because the data for poses is also data separate. The style data is separate. So when you train this stable diffusion and stuff, the the composition of the picture, the data positioning, data objects, the styling, these things are trained.
yeah.
So you can separate them. For example, if you're making a game, you can separate them to character data, positional data, or situational data, object data, and the like. So if you want to add anything to a scene, for example, you could pay for these backs, and at least the artist can be compensated as well. I think these are the easier way to compute
Yeah.
because if it's royalties, it will be very muddy because there will be objects upon objects,
Pero
layers
sige,
upon layers.
I get what you're coming from, no? It's actually a nice, potentially elegant solution. But that means every aspect of an artwork becomes commoditized. 'Di ba? Kasi you're
No, I
composite, you're going to be looking at positions. So in other words, I have to subscribe to every possible
no
position
no
and ano.
no. So what I'm building is more of DLC. So DLC means it's one time payment. and you could
Even if
use
it's
it
one
already.
time. Like kunyari, let's say forget AI, I'm trying to learn how to sketch. Does that mean I have to pay the original artists for permission to sketch what they did?
No, no. So I think that's a very different thing because here, this is your effort. What you're saying, if you're learning to sketch, that's effort. So I think I'm more thinking of effort.
On the
In
AI side. So if it's AI
now,
effort, oh, you have to do all this fancy stuff. But if it's for human effort, okay lang. Parang ganun, di ba?
yeah, I'm mostly looking at it from the perspective of how economies work. So why did we create the job? Why is art considered work? Right? More on that rather than actually looking
I
at
think
it from the perspective of
actually yun nga eh. That comes back to my earlier point. This conflation of art and art for a living. Baka the ultimate, I'm just thinking out loud na, baka the ultimate outcome we should be ready to accept is art shouldn't be for a living. It should be for its own sake na. Kasi,
I think that's
kasi that's where all
so
of these issues on, how
but
we pay for what, di ba? Parang, I mean, a
but
lot of people do art for, not for a living. They use
no
it for expression. They use it as activism.
but the
We're
problem with that
limiting them too, by doing,
yeah but the problem of that is it breaks economies. So I I'd rather work with an economic framework in mind. And I think that actually why I'm also I like to discuss this with you, Doc, is because I really think that the technology and the emotional discussion is a lot of what people are discussing, but not many people are discussing the economic discussion.
agreed. We need to look at the, not just economy of it, the sociology of it.
Yeah,
The, ano nga ba? Yeah. Kasi, the most vocal ones are the ones who are not getting work anymore. Okay?
yeah.
Let's use this straw man argument, admittedly straw man. So are we saying the people who charge for art are the best artists?
No, these are in most cases it's more of a following. Eh.
Yeah.
The people that have a better following can charge them the most.
So why
But
are we people, oh, so let's get, just to connect the straw man. So why are we letting people who are not even arguably the best at it? I'm just saying that, no, dictate how art can be appreciated, whether it's by machine or by camera or by hand effort. Who are these
so
people to be the authority on
the-
that?
so so the argument there is, of course, if we're going to for the economic argument there is the fact that the reason for art to exist right now in this economy is because you need something for the rich to spend on. That's the economic argument.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and it's the rich that are actually defining these kinds of things. So I don't want to I in my opinion of art and my opinion of
Yeah.
economics, it's separate. So in economics I know that the art is for the rich because there is already an economic argument as well right now that too many things are already for the rich because the middle class and the poor cannot actually access a lot of these things. There's no point in actually creating luxury goods or any kinds of goods for the middle class and the poor, right? So these are the things that are there's an economic argument that a lot of people are missing. So that's why art as a luxury good is for the rich. But on the other side of things, for me as my opinion of art is that I believe that art is a symbol or it's actually three things. To me it's a way for us to communicate with each other so that we're not trapped in our own echo chambers. So not necessarily just paintings and the like. Any kind
There's
of
others
media,
art. There are other art. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
any kind of media is a way to communicate and show what we have inside. Um, it's also a way to build perspective. Our human perspective tends to consume things that we like, but when we are introduced to something we like that is on parallel with another thing, then we're introduced to other concepts.
Pero
So
eto
for
I mean, yeah, I get where you're coming from. I actually kind of agree, but the reason why I find photography so instructive is because the coin was flipped the other way. up until the emergence of the camera, if you were going to be called a grand master in the 19th century, one of the criteria is how close you are to reality. You have Rembrandt, you have Michelangelo, perfect proportions, perfect shadows. They were, in essence, trying to paint photographs. And then suddenly, this abomination of a machine gets it perfectly. And he said, "What? That's impossible. You shouldn't be depriving artists." Basically, it demeaned what it meant to be a master. Kaya nangyari, they went off realism na. Oh, let's be impressionist, realist, cubist, because they had to surrender reality to the camera. And then here we are going again in the opposite direction na, oh, AI can't be reliable because it reproduces not just reality but pretty much every other art thing. I find it kind of an interesting backslide, no? And in fact, even Photoshop had a moment.
Uh,
Photoshop
so
was
I
criticized
think,
for allowing people to be able to alter photographs,
well,
thereby violating its documentary nature. No, so how different is that to deepfakes, which we're
no,
doing?
I think there's a very big, it's splitting straws in this case for me.
For sure, it is.
But for example, on photography, there's still concepts that people can't um the camera cannot grasp. For example, certain people in art, uh, particularly autistic artists,
Mm,
are able to see the world in a different way. So they actually capture light and these
differently.
things differently. They can some see it in math, some in law. So I think that is also there's value in that. The
So we're arguing on the edge cases na, kumbaga sa IT. The very, very rare,
not
not
necessarily.
less important, but you're now the mainstream is the issue, no? If the mainstream is art can be generated by AI, doesn't have to, by the way, but yun nga it does remove a lot of the effort. The argument now is one of the arguments is it's no longer art kasi madali.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that it's no longer art, but I think the one of the things for me, the criteria for art would be the perspective
Right.
of the person that drew it. Particularly, we had a discussion with a psychologist on AI and art before.
Yeah.
So, si Miguel Valdez,
Yeah.
discussed this with us, and he was saying that the problem with AI eventually, as a medium, so he also paints, so he does charcoal, um, is that it becomes too much on the interpretation alone of the person.
Kasi wala nang execution. Kasi AI did it.
Wala the person looking at it, not the person that actually made it na. So it becomes a one-sided mirror. And eventually that's a slippery slope where people will just generate their own art and consume their own art. And eventually this is a pretty common accelerationists see this as the end goal positively. I see it as a negative.
Yeah.
They see it that, okay, you can have your AI girlfriend tailored to everything you know. Your life is perfect with that girlfriend and like, or that art. You just create what you want to consume, basically. Civilizations say that that's a very good world. But
Yeah.
for me, I think that's a world where everybody would be either suicidal or
Because of the mental health component of it.
so narcissistic that that's a world I would not like to live in.
Yeah. Well, that can be a matter of taste. Pero yun nga parang how do you legislate or, litigate taste? Parang hirap, 'di ba? I
No, I
think
think
we
that's
gotta
ano
come
eh.
down to certainly economic rights need to be protected. But I'm wondering though if we're arguing the economic rights properly. I don't think styles are subject for economic rights. Outputs are. Otherwise, we will indict pretty much the entire artistic
So
establishment, diba?
yeah.
Or even
So the
music, for
argument,
that matter. Can I not practice on an existing song to
yeah.
how to play.
No, so I
It was
think the
different that
argument
from
there
a
is not
what else?
the
Mm.
style itself, but rather that it's a good example. A good example here is when I know this is an extreme example, by the way.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
vegans are complaining about KFC, for example, because the KFC is actually treating the food badly. I think
Right.
that's the same. It's the same way to look at this. In that the if we don't agree with the means by which these are meant to made to be. For example, if you a lot of people don't like to buy an iPhone because of child slavery, right? These kinds of things I think are questions that need to be thought of. And I think it's hypocritical for people to say that I'm not for slavery, but I'm for infringement of copyright
Yun na nga eh.
because it's the same. You're basically making slaves of different people instead.
Yeah, we're making slaves of everyone who contributed to the internet, basically by using the internet, no?
Yeah, but
Pero
I
yun,
think
that's kind of a circular thing na. I mean, everything that we enjoy today, the creature comforts, even the Zoom call, for example, is the product of some labor somewhere. And parang I
I
feel
agree.
there's no way out na if we're gonna argue that level of parang ano,
No, but
yung
I think that at
composing at that
least
level.
yeah, I think I'm agreeing in that sense, and I'm sure that the argument was an extreme case
Yeah, yeah.
because for me at least even for me I think that child labor I'm not arguing for child labor, but sometimes for example these kinds of labors are the only opportunity the child has or the family has as
Yeah,
well, right? To be able
there
to
was a
make money.
proposal nga na ano eh, parang on a tangent lang na we should abolish minimum wage. We should actually what we should enact is fractional wage. So for whatever amount you're willing to work, you should be able to find work. There shouldn't be a bare minimum because at that cut off, actually you're worse off, no? Parang gano'n na nangyari. So actually what minimum wage does is inadvertently cause unemployment because there will be a point where employers will not even hire, no?
Uh,
But pero yung gano'n eh, that's pure economic supply demand, no? But we don't think in those terms societally or at least
yeah.
economically just yet. Parang in a way, bring that parang thinking to art, no? And again, we're not gonna crack that code probably today, but I just wonder why a special case for AI but never for cameras, or once
No,
upon
no,
a time never for paper, never for painting.
I think it's very, very different because for example, for cameras, you're not infringing on somebody else's work. Unlike the AI, right? You're infringing on somebody else's work, or
What,
rather,
what if it's a
you
far
took.
future? I mean, think about it. Let's go beyond LLMs. Let's go beyond diffusion. Go in the near future na lang. And what we're debating now is birthing an artistic class of humans where for some, let's say for some virtue of technology in biology, we're able to increase the artistic quotient of certain people, parang gata ka, no? And then they now make perfect photos, they now make perfect paintings. It's not an abomination by our standards today. Parang what? You're creating special humans with a special purpose. Ngayon, we're debating it on silicon. We're debating it on databases or data sets. Eventually, it will be basically derivative life forms, no? The same way we create machines for certain tasks, no?
I think this is more of this is an argument. So I think this is a very different argument, particularly for the economic side of it,
Yep.
because right now, so I'm not in favor of gene manipulation, particularly for
Yes.
longevity of life and the like,
Cloning,
particularly
basically. Yeah.
because right now we don't we have billions already of people, and these people are already suffering, and only few hundreds of thousands are actually benefiting from everything. So I think that's already something that is unsustainable. And if somebody were to be able to be immortal or something like that,
Yeah.
that's
Well, that
already a
I think that
problem.
syempre we'll get to sci-fi territory na here, no? But that goes hand in hand with being multiplanetary, no? In fact, ano nga the argument is either we'll never leave the Earth and it's all just robots flying around in space kasi nga it's very harmful. Or we go with ano bang series yun? The Expanse, where certain humans are actually genetically modified to survive in the asteroid belt or in Mars, to the point na they now become very different species altogether. And just like we have issues with race, can you imagine how toxic it will be eventually when it's
I think
Martians
it
versus Earthlings versus
so I think
Elders?
for something like that, I think it's okay, but I think the problem there would still be inequality.
Yes,
So the problem is it's not solving inequality issues. I think no a good example for this is Star Trek works as a sci-fi interplanetary
model concept.
show model
Mm.
because they technically um have no inequality.
Yeah.
So that I think is where people need to look into rather than look into other things. We should be looking at how to get rid of inequality first rather than have these rich people deciding everything for us, which is happening right now, and deciding now that they should be owning everything that we do when
I
when
think I think
actually
in any environment that's a bad thing, no? And that's why the Marxist perspective survives, no? Kasi we see it replay everywhere, no? Ngayon it's ownership of data. Dati it was ownership of capital.
but
And
I think
ngayon,
one problem with the Marxist kasi Marxism itself uh has people controlling the flow of capital and the like, and they
correct.
just
Hmm.
shifted the view and control media so that it seems fair. So I think that's the biggest issue with
Oh, you know where it will
actual.
shake down? Eto, have a bold prediction, no? But it's not even a prediction because it's probably happening. So in classical Marxism, and I could be wrong here, no? So whoever is watching this, comment below. Um, there was this phenomena of misclassification, and was brought about by the management class, no? Kasi you have the owners, you have the workers, and may management. Management were also employees, but they were powerful. They acted like owners, but they were employees. And you couldn't figure out what to do with them kasi the classic model is the workers need to revolt and take down the owners, no, so that wealth can be redistributed. Pero management was there, so that was an interesting, and it was never solved, by the way. You see this playing out in or I think, as far as I know, it was never solved, and you see this playing out in other kind of haves and have not debates, no, like bikers are the oppressed, and for people who drive four wheels are the oppressors. And yet not everyone who drives four wheels are actually rich people. Many of them are actually workers themselves, no? So they get caught in the crossfire. Now for the data thing, just to cut to the chase. So certainly you have the owners, the vendors, the Anthropics, OpenAI. Sila yung owner class. And then the rest of us are just using. But then you'll have these technocrats, data engineers, data scientists, who will have sort of a better say on things, but they're not owners of the models either. And I suspect in the near future, if not already, they're going to get misclassified. They're either going to be treated lumped along with the rest of the owners, which is unfair, and they're going to be attacked, or the other way around. They're going to, despite their ability and knowledge, like yourself, you know how these models work, but ultimately powerless to intervene, no, because the owners will do whatever they want anyway. And this played out recently when OpenAI changed its API, diba, for the nth time, and that just massacred a ton of like nowadays people forget there used to be such a thing called plugins, no, sa ChatGPT.
Mm.
Remember those? They're all dead now. So because the
But
API
that
changed.
was that was naman that so that we already knew that was
Yeah.
happening
Yeah.
because so last year we were discussing this with my partner.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about it and we were reading OpenAI's TOS. So we
Halata
knew that
they're gonna do
we
that.
already knew that a lot of people were not reading the TOS.
Uh,
So it was written there that OpenAI is not liable if we create anything similar to what you've made, and we are not liable if somebody sues you for anything that you've made.
yeah.
But even if we copied you, we're not liable for what you made.
'Di ba? What a horrible setup. And right now, actually sige, here's an argument I want to make then. Not for or against AI. It's more about because AI is such a powerful thing. Parang people are so compelled to develop for it or use it in complete ignorance or exclusion of all, some of this legal stuff. And I don't even know if that should it's like maybe I'll relate it to a very addictive drug because it does make you feel so good, irrespective of all these things actually dangerous to your health and certainly dangerous to your money because you'll keep spending for this special type of meth. So parang ganun si AI because AI is such a disruptive, enabling thing. Heck, I've preached the gospel of AI for some time then. So you get too attached to it in complete exclusion of all the social issues, including copyright. But even then, for example, somebody commented nga on my post the one where I made a Ghibli me and a Dragon Ball version of me. I said that when the war ended, everyone agreed not to get into atom bombs unless you have like special cases. And now there's like a very limited set of countries who sort of have permission to develop nuclear warheads. Kasi nga, it's so powerful, no? It's so hard to resist. So, it took a global accord to stop it, kuno, no? I don't even know if it actually worked. Does AI fall into that level of intervention na? Because it should be beyond a single government to litigate. Kasi nga, it certainly benefits the US, secondarily China. So to allow them the right to regulate that is a bit too much power then on one government, 'di ba? So I don't know.
Yeah, I think the problem with AI right now is the people selling it particularly,
Mm.
or the people pushing for the laws in the US particularly, are not being transparent. Like we were discussing, right? We know that data dominance is not the thing towards what they're claiming to be AGI, right? It has to be algorithmic dominance. But
Yeah.
the problem is, why are these people trying to push for allowing AI to train on
Copyrighted data.
copyrighted data? It's because they know that they have they can wait for algorithmic dominance, but they want to own the data already, even if they don't have the algorithmic dominance to
Pero
actually
sige, this is
use
the
it.
third time you mentioned it, no? Can you distinguish or at least define algo dominance versus data dominance? And then after that, let's debate the motivations. Kasi I'm not exactly clear then why they would do that. No? So ano muna
So
yung algo dominance and what's data dominance?
so algorithmic dominance versus data dominance is a concept in, say, investing.
Yep.
So it's about moats, right? For example, if I'm Anthropic or I'm OpenAI, we're fighting in terms of whether we're dominant in terms of algorithm, or we're dominant in terms of our data mode.
Yeah.
So right now, everybody is arguing that they should be allowed to train on
On
every
any data.
available
Oo.
data. So
Oo.
that's a data mode. They basically want to be able to use everything of it, but not allow other people to use it. For example, the DeepSeek versus OpenAI argument, right? They
Oo.
were saying that they're allowed to train for copyright, but China shouldn't be. And that's why people were laughing at them when they were saying that they stole from us, but then copyright holders were saying, and you stole from us,
Yeah.
right? So these kinds of things, it's really something that people are not
Pero
being
wait, sige.
transparent of.
Isn't the algo technically a function of the data then, no? So, can you be algo dominant without being data dominant? How do
It could
you
be possible because of certain, for example, in terms of when you're doing stable diffusions,
right?
if you want a stable diffusion for a certain thing to be very stable, you can just train it on stable stuff. So you're limiting your um
Data set.
not to say to set the you're limiting your guide what you call this guided training. I forgot that
Fine tuning.
that no that the term is assisted. I forgot that there's a term for it where you actually curate your data and not just let the data just force feed it and let the algorithm learn for itself.
Okay. So
So
so that's algo dominance. You're more parang ano.
you can fine tune your by actually doing a curated training rather than and that won't hallucinate
Yep.
because particularly if you say heat mapping and actually identifying that this is a position of a hand, for example, this is the number of fingers and the like
Yeah.
because of certain things. So these things are, and you could actually also say that, okay, just look at it from these are the factors that are in the picture, for example. So you're very specific. When you're cooking, for example, you're looking at certain factors, and those are your factors for your heuristics. You have very accurate weights, for example.
Yeah.
These things are these things can be better for algorithmic dominance. So rather than brute forcing and uh, telling the AI learn whatever you can from this, without you actually say that these are the parts that you need to know about.
Okay.
So that's why AlphaFold 2 was actually better than AlphaFold 1, leaps and bounds, even though they had the same data set.
Yeah. So is that like there's this obviously much simpler parang approach where you have a you have a neural network but you impose a physics model to limit the kind of the distributions that it follows. So the idea there is the neural network will be able to map better because there's
Yeah,
like a parang guardrail, no, to doing that. And the guardrail can be based on standard physics phenomena like thermodynamics, wave dynamics. So it'll better predict where lightning could strike. Kasi
yeah,
nga, it's trained on the physics model that describes how lightning works. No? Parang
yeah,
ganun. Kesa sa it's just everything and
yes,
the algorithm will just struggle to do it eventually.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I
That's
get that.
no algorithmic dominance.
Okay,
But
okay.
so being able to actually have better algorithms, essentially, and be
Okay.
dominant in that instead of being just force feeding data.
So sige, assuming okay, well, let's say let's pick it up from there, no. We got the difference. What about the motive? Like I can get why OpenAI would be pissed at DeepSeek because they're certainly able to do an equivalent performance with much less resources. But I'm not necessarily sure it was because of data ownership but more about how dare you how dare you pull the rug from under us and do a better model and not spend as much money. Parang ganun. Parang it's more of an economic argument rather than it doesn't seem to me like really too much of a data argument.
But
Uh
for me, that's that argument is also um for me this I'm not sure if why people didn't point this out, no,
or
but
earlier.
earlier, but I feel that OpenAI should have already known that that was possible
And that was
when Byte
inevitable at some point,
no
no?
no 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 but possible because ByteDance already did it to them last year
Ah, did they? Okay, with another model, no?
and they banned ByteDance for a month, right? No, they basically what ByteDance did was they subscribed to OpenAI and then they use their model to learn from OpenAI's ChatGPT.
Okay. Pero
And
okay, sige, even if okay ngayon in hindsight it's clearer, but even if we were there before, I don't even know if OpenAI can actually prevent people from doing that. I mean, given enough resources, you can do reinforcement learning on the outputs itself na without doing human feedback na. Kasi it's already been RLHF, parang ganun ang dating. And obviously, originally, it was not possible because there was no precursor model to speak of. But now you have pretty good models. Doesn't it sound like a natural progression? Na okay, you now have let's say GPT 4.0 is the kind of the pinnacle for that regime. Beyond that, it should be more okay derivatives of GPT-4 without having to create a totally new foundation model. Kasi they've run out of data na nga, di ba? I mean, they don't have any more data to train on. And that's why you're saying copyright is the next frontier. But I'm wondering though, in the grand population of data, is copyrighted data the majority? I don't know. I don't know the answer now.
So I think that they've already trained on a lot of copyrighted data, but not all copyrighted data. So I think that's also where, for example, a lot of public private data from corporations are copyrighted data that they cannot touch
Yeah,
because of
certainly yon trade secrets ng katapat nun. But
uh
beyond the obviously sensitive financial and siguro process, what more data is really out there? I'm wondering, are there better sentences out there?
okay.
Certainly some pictures are more
So I think the
attractive.
problem with the hallucinations for the data is for the text. It's
Oh,
actually an algorithmic problem. It's not
okay.
a data issue anymore
Yeah.
because it's text to OCR to text,
Text to
and
text.
also
Oh.
yeah, text to text, and it's also the matter of the how OCR actually converts certain data. Then also the summary algorithms. Those are where it actually fails. So
Yeah,
it's
I
not a
think
data
the
issue in that
hallucination is
case.
already it's a feature, it's not a bug. And like even in prompting whenever I teach it, first thing I tell students is don't blame the model if you get a bad output. Look at how you prompted it. If you prompted it kind of the wrong way, then don't be surprised it'll follow up in a bad
Yeah,
way
but
then.
I think it's also not also the fact that it's ano it's the prompting. It's also the fact that it's the way the summary models were created.
Yeah,
So
it's the way they work. Kaya nga you need to just prompt it in a way that doesn't feed parang a bad behavior. But like there was
so
a paper, I don't know if you saw this, where they fine-tuned the model with evil numbers. Did you see that? Like
yeah, so
666 and all
so
this stuff.
yeah.
And it turned the
So
model really permanently misaligned. As in it was, I don't
so
know,
I think
just pushing out really stuff.
there's a very interesting thing about the summary models. Feed them texts that are only three paragraphs with three sentences only.
Right.
They'll probably give you an accurate summary.
Mm,
But if you feed them a longer paragraph,
like a
you
ton of text. They lose it, no?
they summarize it really they lose a lot of context.
Yeah.
Or they'll just spit out the same thing.
The same simple summary without additional.
No,
Well, ito nga
the
eh, parang
same
it's
to
it's a,
nothing. Just the same text.
it's not
You
gonna
will change it.
summarize it at all, no?
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Parang for me, kulang lang sa epochs 'yun of training. Kasi, I don't know.
I think
Parang,
it's not really a matter of the training because they need to really fine tune the algorithm there na
yeah.
because they couldn't train it anymore. They
Oh,
already have all the data. How
overtrained
could
na nga
they
eh. Oo.
how could they actually say that it's undertrained when they have they trained on millions of books,
Yeah.
billions even of books, then and you're going to say that they didn't get that?
You
I
know
I
what?
would
Just that just made me think of this odd thing, no? Kasi even in the art debate, and of course even in the essays, the way people argue is AI will never come up with an original thought because all it's trained to do is reproduce existing thought, and whether that's a photo or a style or writing, yes, no. But on the other hand, um, it's kind of also naive to assume that the existing population of the entire corpus of human generated text is the only way text can be written. Kumbaga, what we're saying na it's a closed problem already. Every story that can be written has been written. And I can't necessarily accept that, no? And that means somewhere out there is a unique combination of stuff that can be derived from existing stuff only because we haven't completely mapped the entire universe. Now, ang tanong, can an LLM do that? Or can an LLM facilitate that?
yeah, I think ano yun nga AlphaFold already proven
Showed
that
how. Showed how.
true.
Mm-mm.
So it is possible to create an amalgam. This is yeah. The term amalgam is something that is original based on its derivative.
Yeah.
So definitely possible. So it's not impossible as long as you define the algorithm correctly. So it's the same thing with research. If you are able to define your computations correctly, for example, how did Reina prove Einstein's theory of relativity, for example?
Yeah.
If you can model the physics correctly, then it should be able to use the data to derive something new, right? So, but it's not going to be something new based on just the data. It's going to be there's has to be modifications with algorithms,
There
more
has to be
specific.
a certain level of originality to it. Now, but
Eh,
okay, sige, physics, syempre I'm not a physicist, pero I feel that the realm of physics and math as we understand it now, in a way is kind of a simpler challenge because everything is quantified and you can test, no? Now where all of the noise is in the non-science stuff, the humanities, the arts, no, literature. Because for a long time, and again, I could be misgeneralizing, we sort of consider these things as qualitative, cannot be quantified,
So,
something subject
so
to emotion,
a
ganyan.
good example for this. That's why this is an argument by John Carmack.
Yeah.
He actually said this in an interview with Rex Friedman that a lot of the argument that says that this can't be done have not looked into a random number generator or random number generated content in games. This is a solved problem.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
So
Oh, tama.
so you can actually if you can actually make your rules or algorithm so that it doesn't generate anything that is malformed or impossible to complete with your rule set, you're able to create unique things that are not normally what other people would think about.
Yeah,
But
so it's
this,
sufficiently original, but it's actually still
yes,
derivative, no? Yeah, I
yes,
agree. I agree with that. Kasi music is for me the prime example, no? Never mind art muna. Music is based on all the same 88 notes, 'di ba? In the
yeah.
piano. And yet
So
unlimited work has been generated. Now, musicians have always had the notes
yeah,
as their AI, no? And
yeah.
literature and art, despite emerging evidence, have always claimed now, yeah, you can't really reduce art to formulas, no. But now you got diffusion models, and now you have language models, which in a way, if you open the hood at a very very fundamental level, you have numbers that basically describe this sentence. You have
So
numbers
the
that
problem,
basically describe this
yeah,
picture, diba?
the problem that lies in the creative. That's why I always said, nah, I'm not, no, I'm not arguing against diffusion models being able to create original stuff
Mm.
because I've already seen I've already used tools that can do really original work, and just by prompting it, and they can actually do it really well. So it's just a matter of how they're trained, how the algorithm is optimized. So for me, that's why I always argue that hallucinations are not really hallucinations.
Not really
It's the
bad
pro.
things.
No,
Yeah.
it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing, but it's not really there because they can't solve it.
Yeah.
The reason why they can solve it is because they're using a general algorithm, chasing AGI, and forcing too much data, overtraining the data model.
And this is the parang the side effect, no, parang of doing that.
Yes.
Okay. Then sige, if we carry that thread, and again, we won't solve it today, but let's just say original work is possible. Then, and it has been done. Then all this hula baloo, no, sorry to trivialize it, about AI and art is really just a matter of livelihood na lang. I feel. Kasi copyright is economic rights, as you pointed out, and people are losing their jobs. That's really all we're arguing about,
And
ultimately.
I think it's also the humanitarian side of it.
Yeah.
The Our humanity, of course, is I think one of the things that's still part of the argument that a lot of people are not talking about. So for me that has always been the argument.
Yeah.
It's not about the tech itself because I understand that the tech can move forward. That's why I'm also building infrastructure rather than actually arguing about it. And like I'm more building infrastructure so that we can take advantage of it and it will benefit people
Yeah.
rather than
We
doing it.
need time for that. Obviously, this call is running a little long now, but we need to talk about that too. But sige, maybe one of the last salvos before we close the hour is let's say it is about humanity and rights, economic rights and jobs. And apart from the royalty or digital compensation, are there other alternatives? Kasi I feel na this is also a subset of that universal basic income challenge, no?
Yeah.
Na
So I think the problem right now is I I I agree universal basic income is a good solution, but I think the infrastructure as well is not yet there.
right.
So I'm more of a person that looks into operational side. I think there has to be economic discussions on how to change our economic models right now. Capitalism is not meant as a late stage. A good example is if you play Civilization, capitalism usually
Love
is not a good
civilization.
it's not a good late stage
Technology.
technology, particularly if you're already in a phase that you're in war with some and you have a huge population. Capitalism has never been the best for
Can't
that.
work, beyond one
Yeah,
planet, it can't work. Actually, that's why BattleTech is such a fun genre, if you remember.
yeah,
It's basically just blowing up all of the problems of one planet and turning it into a multi-planetary problem. Pero ganun din,
yeah,
they have politics, they have
yeah,
economics, they have quadrillionaires, yung mga ganyan. Ganun
yeah.
din. And you gotta wonder, could a capitalist society even possibly become multiplanetary? I don't think it can. Or it will
It
struggle with
can, it can, but I would say that oppression would be an all-time
it
high.
will collapse on itself. Kasi imagine mo, again, sci-fi mode muna. Let's say we do asteroid mining. Okay? One asteroid could be worth more than the global economy. And we're gonna give one person or a group up the power to mine asteroids. Wouldn't that just crush the social order? Kung ngayon nga we're complaining about certain people owning Twitter or owning Facebook. Lalo na if someone can own an asteroid. Can you imagine that? I don't think this
Yeah,
system will
I think
survive
I think it's
one
also a
planet.
matter of ano eh. It's a matter of the economic models kasi is
Yeah.
broken. For example, we had a reset during the 1950s. That's why at least our parents were able to have houses, right?
Yeah.
And at
It was
least
super
have
cheap.
comfortable,
Super cheap
yeah,
back in the day. Super cheap.
comfortable lives. But because of things that happened in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
because of these, particularly, I work in that industry, but I'm going to condemn that industry right now. Venture capital,
Oo.
it has been it finance and venture capital are actually one of the reasons why we're in such a bad state, right? Particularly because of these systems that they put in place, and there's no actual loop, right, to bring capital back to people, and we have governments that are corrupt. So that aggravates the situation because taxation was supposed to be something that would bring more equality.
Parang equality,
But
no? At the same
yeah, but
time, kind of balance the budget.
oo. But right now it's not the case. And a lot of the finances are well, lalo na yung mga venture capital, like because of interest. Banking as well is not a very good when you look at the numbers, it's inflationary by nature because it's just keeps increasing. Eh. So
Yeah,
it's
actually,
inflationary by nature.
that's the whole crypto blockchain movement, no? Which, in my view, hasn't quite fixed that problem yet. I don't even know
It
if
does
it's fixable.
it doesn't fix the problem as well because as long as you're looking at it from a perspective of um banking or cumulative
Yeah,
wealth,
oo. What do you call that? Fractional reserve banking and
yeah, rather than
basically, ultimately, inflation kills everything, no? Parang ganun.
yeah,
Entropy of the of the
yeah.
society.
So it's a matter of that. So I think the Amish have a very good uh
Philosophy on
if
that, no? Yeah.
Yeah, even though they're back, people consider them backwards. At least their society is actually much better in terms of.
Yun. Buti you mentioned that. The Amish rejected progress, rejected technology, and somehow they're able to keep social cohesion. At least that's the PR, no?
Mm,
So this grand pushback to AI, is that just the Amish philosophy writ large na magulo na masyado if we put AI there? Can we just revert back to the era right before it where we somehow can still eke out a living, somehow I can still sell my logos and my paintings? Because to even contemplate an AI driven world where art is really at the press of a button, regardless of how we argue copyright, regardless of how we argue art, it's just too random na for people to appreciate. No, is it that? I don't know. Baka ganun
I
pa rin.
think on that side, on that argument, um, it's tempting to argue that, but I also know that there are other forces
Right.
that might come into play that would not allow such a thing. A good example for these things, um, if you're looking at it from, so humor me on this. This is going to be a bit um conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
Particularly, this is interesting if you look at it from a perspective of continuation. DEI and AI are very related.
DEI.
Um,
Okay.
yes, DEI was meant to create a conflated workforce
Right.
so that people can say that it's a people problem, and we need to replace people with AI. And the reason why there was a bloat in hiring was because they had quotas for them even though they weren't skilled enough. And then
Eh,
the
is
of
that a good thing
course,
or is that the side effect? Ganyan na mangyayari, di ba? I mean, that's
uh,
just kind of mathematical, right? If you're playing with distributions, now
yeah,
if you force an equal distribution when the existing distribution is not equal, you will actually end up lowering the quality of one
yeah.
side. Parang ganun, di ba?
So right now the complaint is that production is costly because of manpower.
Yeah.
Then they're arguing that AI will reduce that. So it's to me this seems
Reductionist.
too well planned
Yeah.
and flows too much, particularly also COVID, then the AI, then this. So I think it's for me there is other factors in play right now, and they all tie together to one organization. So, but so I wouldn't even talk about them anymore. Um we might get a flag or
You might get
something.
banned.
Yeah, but definitely it's really something that nobody is discussing. I know a lot of people would probably think that I'm against AI and like, but it's too much of a coincidence to ignore.
You know,
Particularly,
I like the fundamentals of what makes DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion.
I agree.
The
I agree
point
with
the point that I usually make with DEI is you can't have DE lang, you can't have EI lang, you can't have DI lang. It has to be all three. Kasi once you remove one, the whole thing just collapses. And what does that mean? If you say diversity, you gotta always have a mix. Doesn't mean it has to be equal, but it has to be a mix. If you say inclusivity, that means you also favor the minority view. So, yung isa is more of get a mix, yung isa is more of proportion. And finally, equity. I think equity ultimately boils down to incentives. No, there has to be, and it's not about equal incentives either. Although that can also be argued. You just have to be sure that you're not over incentivizing one thing or the other. Now, okay, given that, no, and this is something which will also get me, in a corner with knives at my face. Let's say these, for lack of a better term, initiatives to do like, I mean, just put it out there that some of the gender movements is an attempt to equalize what is an unjust distribution. No? It's like, let's teach women to code, or let's have an LGBT something. But then anything that is favoring one camp, whether it's in the micro or the macro, is ultimately not DEI, no? Parang the that's my opinion at least. The parang the answer to exclusion cannot be more exclusion. Yun yung point
I
ko.
agree.
Yeah.
On my side, I have nothing against those kinds of initiatives.
Yeah.
What I'm more against is yun nga, unequal treatment of,
Of
and
anyone.
not
Yeah.
not merit based, because yun nga, and yun nga, I just don't like the argument that uh people should be replaced by AI because people are the cause.
Because
When
people make
you
mistakes, blah blah blah. Or people are
Yeah, people
inefficient,
are
blah
the
blah
cause.
blah.
The production causes people, but the reality is the CEOs and these people are the ones that are actually costing the company more, right? So yeah, I'm more of that. I just don't
It's
like
certainly
the
not a perfect solution. Pero
yeah
yun nga eh. But right now, and again, I don't want to get into those topics. Pero for example, gender and the Olympics, that's such a
yeah.
messy
But
place.
here's an interesting thing about AI on this side, on this front. AI does not carry liability.
For now, right? Wala pa.
No, I mean
Possible to assign eh. Hmm.
AI does not take liability. So in an organization, who takes liability is very important.
Yeah.
So even there wouldn't be a one-man CEO using AI because particularly a lot of CEOs have their own egos
Yeah, they need
and they
someone to
need
blame.
somebody to yes.
Ah,
So
exactly.
I think I think that's also one thing that a lot of people are not discussing, liability. And a lot of these people that are selling AI like legal AI, like they're not talking about liability,
Yeah.
which is very important, particularly in legal cases.
Pero here, as a closing salvo, no, the hour went by very quickly, and we're certainly gonna need another episode. Um, do you buy the argument that the motive of OpenAI and all of these to birth AGI is really ultimately altruistic? In the sense na,
No.
let me finish it so you can demolish it. Parang, and I kind of hate the argument that they're making is that parang humanity's problems are proving to be hard for humanity to solve. And therefore, we need another entity that's not human to do the solving. And that's why the AGI is the ultimate goal, no? And kahit si Sam Altman, when you hear him talk, of course, he's not the most reliable speaker, but he'll say it doesn't matter how much money we spend to get to AGI. The moment we get to it, it'll be worth it. May ganun siyang bit of fantasy realm there, no?
Okay.
But sige, now, what do you think about that? And is it back to
I
plain old greediness?
I
And
don't agree because if the argument is that, so I know a lot of Sam lies a lot, right? Particularly, he claims that he was working on AI for cancer treatment for 7 years, but that's not his work. That's AlphaFold's work. He's claiming AlphaFold as his work,
yeah.
so that's not his. So these kinds of things, and he was he also said that okay, I'll making AI so that it doesn't rebel. When he said that, he bought a mansion and created a bunker for an AI apocalypse. Is that the actions of a person I would trust? No. Diba?
Kaya
That's the
nga ano
thing.
eh,
And
you know the funny part there is I by the way I agree. I don't trust the guy. But all of these kasi now the clamor is agentic AI use cases blah blah blah. I gotta wonder if the ultimate goal was really yan the utopia no and AI fixes everything. Then all of these use cases are just side effects of that thing. Kaya nga you know, I mean, this is one reason why even for me, I've decided to err more on the side of the education and policy front for myself, and not gone down the bandwagon of, you know, doing a startup, SaaS, because I already did that. It wasn't very successful for me, despite all of the awards. No, it was certainly a great learning experience doing all the dengue work that we did, the COVID work that we did, and we even got funded pa. Decided to abandon that because I felt with this AI trend, it feels like a losing argument. Like for example, any SaaS back in the pre-AI era is probably replaceable by prompts. In this era, no? Anything, CRM, marketing, ERP, lahat yan, prompt na lang yan. It doesn't have to be a solution. So what's your real moat? You were talking about moats earlier. What's your real moat in such an environment? Parang hirap, 'di ba? Yan.
Wala.
No, no, I can hear you. You can't hear me?
Wala.
You
Wala.
can't hear me?
Wala.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Wait, let me type that. I can hear you. I. So while we're waiting for Alvin to come back, and this is probably the end of the call anyway. Um, I don't think we really answered any questions or enough questions, but these questions need to be asked because everything I've heard so far, not everything, many things I've heard so far about the whole art debate. People are worried about AI stealing art. Well, guess what? Artists steal from fellow artists since time immemorial. Ownership does not extend to style. You can certainly copy another artist's style yourself on your own without AI and not face recrimination. Very different from actually here. Alvin's about to come back. Doing your own artwork, doing an artwork which is a perfect reproduction of another artwork. So I don't know where, other than the livelihood, I don't know where the issues are coming from. Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, in the last few seconds, I could hear you, no, but I don't think you could hear me, no, for some reason.
Uh, it was
Yeah, I
my
was just doing a monologue while we were waiting for you to reconnect
uh,
about. We gotta talk about this more. I think that's the conclusion because I
yeah,
think we haven't really fleshed out everything. Maybe it should be an event, no? Like a round
yeah.
table, because this thing has really disrupted a lot of assumptions people have about art and copyright and ownership.
I think one of the things I really want to do again is to do a interdisciplinary discussion on this. I
Yeah,
think that's where a lot of people are missing the discussion, particularly also the fact that a lot of people are misinformed on we don't have labs. That's one. But the reality is we
there's a
do.
lot of labs actually. There's a lot of
Yeah.
labs. Mm.
But the problem is we don't have enough interdisciplinary collaboration between
Yeah,
us and the industry and the other industries. So I think that's the weakest part of our
it's
AI
our reality now. No?
infrastructure. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna have one more last hot take on that now, and that should be another topic we discuss very soon. I don't think academics will ever collaborate with fellow academics. It just doesn't work that
Yeah,
way.
I've been trying to discuss this interdisciplinary since
Wala, wala.
2015.
It's not gonna work. The only venue for it is either an NGO or private sector. Not even government. Government's probably the worst place because politics comes to play. Misaligned incentives come to play, and then you always have this phenomena of every 3 or so years the admin changes, and
True.
whoever you were working with is thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So academia, public sector. Sorry to say it, not the place. I've dealt with you guys a lot. I am actually part of you guys from time to time. So, but in the private sector naman, I just have to say it. Wow, no, it's so underdeveloped. Apart from you got a few big conglomerates with nearly endless budgets and a lot of medium and small enterprises who actually have the tenacity to do innovation, but they don't have the budget. So
So
some
far
things
I
to
yeah.
change
So
now.
far I know I think the only one that has a data and AI initiative is Aboitiz.
And they're hurting. Sorry to say it, they're hurting right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we can do chismisan in another chat now. They're hurting because of the AI stuff, or at least maybe coincidentally it came alongside it. So sige, we're over the hour. Maybe a last takeaway, and then let's set up the next chat very quickly. What do you want people to take away from today?
I think more AI is okay, an okay technology, but there has to be more discussions on the periphery, on the economic and social aspects of it, so that we don't actually adopt a technology that will just make our society worse.
Yeah, but who will make that happen if not government? Yun ang tanong. In fact, somebody rather emphatically, kasi I said people need to self-regulate. Yun na lang yung parang meager parang attempt ko. Kasi I don't trust governments to regulate properly so far, no, when it comes to this. But then if governments won't do it, who will do it? Yun ang problema. And if the markets are broken, as they are, then markets won't regulate either, no? Dati kasi market forces could regulate it by just depriving
I
bad
think
ideas
if
of money, di ba? Ngayon, bad
yeah,
ideas get all the money.
oo. Well, if the conglomerates themselves would talk together, I would think there is an avenue there. At least in the Philippines, if the conglomerates would talk, I would think that Ayala or probably the Gokong Waves would be open, even SM, since they recently they've been their venture capitals have been talking to each other anyway. So
They're
I
hiring
think that
people now. Yeah, they
uh,
certainly have the budget, but from what I've seen, I don't know if they've actually tried to understand the problem enough. Like I know recently a delegation from Globe and a couple of other companies joined Nvidia in one of the events, no. And they studied Nvidia Tech, they studied sovereign AI. That's all good because Nvidia happens to be the monopoly right now. But again, that's also betting your chips on a monopoly continuing to exist. And there's one thing monopolies do
yeah,
rather consistently is they eventually collapse, no, out of their
and
own.
I think for us we really need to look at algorithms rather than the hardware,
Yeah.
because if we really want to do a concrete strategy for AI, the first few things that government needs to look into is our
Yeah.
our generation. Next would be our research capability with algorithms, because these are things
R&D.
that, yeah, we can actually work on already without actually increasing budget and without having to depend on $4,000 GPUs, right? So basically, if we
Ridiculous,
can,
no? How they're pricing.
yeah, yeah. So if we can actually look
Buti
into those
4,000 lang
things
yun,
first.
retail yun. I mean, we're not even talking
Oo,
about the Blackwells and the H100s and all these other things.
oo. So if they're looking at it from that perspective, you can start there. Then slowly creep up towards something else.
Yeah.
Because you could, yeah, people should not be looking at data dominance, especially in a country like us, where our
In
data is not
isolation,
even,
ano? Yeah.
yeah. So we can work on algorithms, because algorithms are can be worked on individually or apart from the bigger race of AI, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where we should be. That's why I'm saying the academia has good initiatives already, but they just need to be able to talk to
One another, each
interdisciplinary.
other.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
within any school I meet, the silos exist within the school. You know, the com sci department doesn't talk to the stat department, doesn't talk to the business department. Now, much less cross university, cross institution collaboration. Forget it. And then if you go up a rung, like for example, again, we're gonna drag it forever, but skills, no? There's a Philippine skills framework, great initiative with the private sector. But then good luck getting schools to adopt it because they have no incentive to adopt such a thing, 'di
but
ba?
but
Parang
even the skills framework itself for me,
oh, we're not even
it's
talking about whether it's a good framework or not, but we'll talk about
yeah.
it eventually.
So it's ano, it's that way. I think it's more as well that, so for me, what I'm doing as well, one thing I'm doing right now, talked about you to you about this already. I'm really preparing mostly for future, even though they're isolated cases. For example, I have the career day at the Human Library Career Day. I'm working with Rotary for kids, right?
No, we'll do that.
So
Let's do that. If there's one thing that
yeah,
needs to happen, it's just we just have to do more things. There's not enough.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
by
So
virtue of the volume, we identify which things actually make sense or not. Kind of the scientific method also. Like,
yeah, to
problema ngayon, we're all forced to do the one big idea, the one lab to rule them all. I don't know. I think
yeah,
gotta go distributed
yeah,
infrastructure, no? Yeah.
definitely. So I think that's the takeaway I'd like them to at least have.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Alvin. I'll talk to you
Thanks,
again
Doc.
soon. Yeah. We have more chats to come. See you soon.
See you soon.